welcome back to my channel, guys. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make my meatballs. This is my version, guys, and it is very easy to make, full of great flavor. It's incredibly versatile. Serve it with a tangy and spicy homemade tomato sauce and dinner is served. So let's get started. Over here I have some meat, some bread, some seasonings, and an egg, and I'm going to be leaving every detail in the description box below. So what I'm going to do over here is just chip up the bread a little smaller, or just as it is. You can just soak them, make life a bit easier if you don't want to cut them up small like what I'm doing here. Once you're done, just add some water and let them soak for about 5 to 10 minutes. Not even so long. Once you put water onto bread, man, and you just squish them up, they're going to be soft. So we're going to just do this and leave this and head right over to the meat. Now I have a variety of seasonings here that I'm going to be using into my meatballs. And like I said earlier, the description box is going to have everything detailed there. And you can go without a cumin powder in your meatballs, alright? Some grind seasonings that I did blend up earlier, an egg, and I'm going to just mix everything in well. You gotta just use your hands, guys, and just make sure that you get everything well incorporated. Now I'm going to use this soaked bread and I'm going to add it to the meat. At this time you can also use either some boiled potatoes to bind your meat together, or you can also use some cornstarch, which I didn't use, or you can also just use breadcrumb in itself. Use your hands, mix it well. And once it's done, it's time for me to shape them. So I'm going to shape these meatballs so that they can be cooked to perfection. Just like so. You can use a scoop to do this, or you can also just use your hands. I'm eyeballing, and once I eyeball, guys, you know I'm gonna get the right size of meatballs I'm looking for. At this time I have my oil over medium heat in a pan because I want it to be extremely hot. Alright, so what I'm going to do is mix my coating for the meatballs, which is some flour along with some Panko Bread Crumbs and some powdered seasonings, just to give it some extra flavor on the outside. And why I do it this way is because I want to have that hint of toughness on the outside, alright? And guys, meatballs are comfort food and they should be kept simple. So give it a try. It's simple, it's easy to make. Now I'm going to add them into the hot oil. You want your oil to be extremely hot so that when you drop them in there, they're gonna get brown. Submerge them in there, guys. So what we're looking to do here now is just to actually get them brown. Even if they do not cook right through, that's all right, because we still have another cooking process to go through. So here I'm checking them to make sure that, well, you know, they're not stuck to the bottom of the pan. And then I'm going to remove them and place them onto a plate. Place them onto a plate with paper towel, guys. Our meatballs are firm and nice. I'll just love to have that crunchy, crispy outside. And here you have it. The exterior of the meatballs are really, you know, sturdy. And I do it like this because I'm going to be putting them into a sauce. So let's go right back over to the stove. I did remove a lot of oil and just leave a little bit of oil in there. Now I'm going to add my garlic, and I love my garlic brown. Not too dark to make your food bitter, but I love when it comes to this point. I like to fry my garlic. Then I'm going to add my onions and saute this for another minute and a half into 2 minutes until the onions become soft, just like this. Now I have some tomato paste that I'm going to use, and this is making my sauce from scratch, guys. I'm not using the canned Prego. No, we doing it from scratch. This tomato sauce has a little acid in it, or we would normally say it is sour. So what I'm going to do is add my seasonings, and the seasonings that I'm using here is the same type of seasonings that I did use into my meat. Place it into there. And then we're also going to add some sugar. The sugar helps to cut down that kind of acidy taste from the tomato sauce. And then 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. You don't want to put too much because you don't want your sauce to be too dark. We still want to see that nice vibrant red color. Alright, and at this time what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the same container I had the sauce in. I'm going to add some water just to get that excess sauce out from the container and pour it right into this pot. So I'm going to add some sriracha sauce, and this is for extra spiciness. Alright, so we want to bring this to a boil. And once it starts boiling, I'm going to go in with my meatballs and add them into this pot. You can see that these meatballs are firm, guys, and why I did it like this is because I'm going to store them for a few days. I don't like my meatballs just after boiling put them into a sauce. I just like to do it like this. They still stay firm whenever you're ready. So just flip them over so they can soak into the sauce, and you need to taste as you go. All right, don't you forget the sauce is a little acidy, it's a little sour, so we need to know if we need a little sugar, we need some more spices. Just taste as you go, guys. So at this time I'm going to turn the heat down very low and let this cook for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, and let me tell you, once you cover your pot, it helps to speed up the cooking process. Now I'm checking them just to make sure that they not stick to the bottom of the pan. Just like this. Alright, flip them over again, making sure that they are well cooked and they are well soaked up in the sauce. And at this time I'm going to add some bell peppers. If you don't want bell peppers into yours, then you can leave this out. Once I add the bell peppers into here, I'm going to turn the fire off from under the pot because I like my vegetables crunchy. I don't want them to cook, and get too soft. So place the cover over the pot and let it sit for 2 to 3 minutes, just so that everything in this pot is going to be well soaked up, as we would say. So our meatballs are done. You can see I'm garnishing with some parsley, and here you have it, guys. You can also serve it over some pasta for dinner. Simple, easy, quick to put together, very satisfying, and dinner is served. So guys, let me know what you think about this recipe and leave me a comment. Don't you forget to subscribe and stay with me for many more simple, easy cooking recipes. I will be showing you guys how I make my custard powder cake. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Enjoy.